Well, I think in the private sector, folks already have an expectation and the ability to use the latest technology. And so I think the reaction is that finally courts are catching up with what they see elsewhere. I think also attorneys and law firms and litigants have experienced e-filing in other, first of all, in some of our larger jurisdictions, but also in the federal court system. And so I think there's a real expectation that courts come online with these types of technologies to improve the way that we do business.
When we first started, there wasn't many courts that were e-filing at all, so it was quite different for everyone involved, the filing community, the court, us, ourselves included. So there was kind of a little bit of pullback, but after people started using the application and realizing the benefits, we had a lot more positive feedback from the filing community.
The reaction from the filing community has been very positive, and as we have, electronic filing's been available now for a couple of years within the county, we've seen more and more people grow in their appreciation of the system, and we've seen the system used more and more, and of course we expect that to increase as we continue in this process.
For filers, it means they don't have to have an extra trip to the court to file their documents. Also, they're not limited to the business hours. They can file their documents during the day, at night, any time.
Well, I think that generally speaking, anybody always had the ability to go to a court and seek access to files. But before electronic filing, most of those files were either kept off-site, there'd be a delay in getting access to them, or they'd be kept in some dusty back room somewhere, and it was burdensome both on the court staff and on the individual seeking access to that information. When everything's electronic, most of the courts with e-filing systems have terminals that are available for public use. The public has access to that. It's much easier to find what you're looking for, print it, and get out of there with minimum burden both on the court staff and on the users.
One of the biggest problems that we have heard self-represented litigants have is the filing, is the step in between creating their documents on Michigan Legal Help and getting into the court system. We hear stories from clerks that they come to the desk with piles of paper and they don't know what to do with each paper, and even though we give them instructions, they don't always read the instructions. And so with a seamless integration, they won't even have to worry about which papers get filed at which time, at which court, at which desk. E-filing will take care of that. So it will absolutely make the experience much better for the litigants because they will not have to experience that frustration. When you walk up to a court clerk and you don't know what to do, you feel stupid, and no one likes to feel stupid or foolish or ignorant. And that makes it hard for people to engage with the court system and in an open and trusting way when their first experience is feeling inadequate. So I think it will really improve the experience for litigants and obviously improve the experience for clerks.